So Leute, was geht? Willkommen zu The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe oder auch genannt als The Stanley Parable Ultra London, ne, für gewisse andere Leute. Und ich wollte das schon immer die ganze Zeit machen. Eigentlich wollte ich heute ein Horror-Game machen, aber da die Kleine ein bisschen Ruhe braucht, ähm, habe ich mal ein chilligeres Game rausgesucht. Ich war ehrlich im Überlegen, was ich machen werde. Und ich hatte tatsächlich auf meiner Agenda stehen gehabt, dass ich das Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe machen möchte. Und habe gedacht, okay, dann hole ich mir Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe und gucke mir an, wie das Ganze so aussieht. Also für die Leute, die Stanley Parable nicht kennen, Stanley Parable ist so eine Art Walking Simulator, ne? Und da passieren so viele komische Sachen halt so, ne? Und wir schauen einfach mal, wie viele Endings ich jetzt rausbekommen werde, weil Stanley Parable hat wirklich viele Endings. Das hat ja angefangen damals als Mod, wurde dann Standalone und jetzt wurde das Ganze nochmal remastered, neue Content hinzugefügt und jetzt gibt es halt Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Und ich bin mal echt gespannt, wie das sein wird. Sind Telex, was geht? 58 Lees dabei, 1 Anna Waffel, der Dominik, was geht? Schakal 820, Tony, was geht, was geht? So, wir schnacken nicht lange rum. Deutsch. Bitte wählen Sie eine Sprache für Bildschirmtexte und Untertitel. Bestätigen. Judefa, was geht? Hast du Stanley Parable schon mal gespielt? Ja. Bitte passe den Regler so an, dass der Computer gerade noch sichtbar ist. Ich guck mal kurz, wie es bei euch ist. Lass das, glaube ich, so. Und ich bin's, der Uwe, ich bin auch dabei. Bitte gib die aktuelle Zeit ein. Äh. Es ist so spät gerade. Einstellungen zur Barrierefreiheit können über das Hauptmenü vorgenommen werden. Okay. Komme ich jetzt ins Hauptmenü oder oh? Oh, das ist der richtige Inception hier, ne? Einstellungen. Wird er gleich auf Deutsch sprechen? Das wäre interesting. Ja, komm, ich kann das eigentlich. Kann das ja so lassen, wie es ist. Spiel beginnen. Protect One, was geht? So, schauen wir mal, wie Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe ist. Das ist jetzt gerade relativ angenehm hier.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was
Looking good.
He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
Ganz schön out of bounds hier.
Stanley was happy.
And Stanley was happy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Kein einziger
No one had showed
Auftrag.
up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, okay. Wow. Looking good. Aber Empfindlichkeit ein bisschen runterschrauben. So, ist schon besser. Ich glaube, es bringt sogar was, wenn ich jetzt hier... Ich glaube, ich trigger ein Ending, wenn ich hier drin bleibe. Aber das machen wir erstmal nicht. Wow.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Was hat das zu bedeuten?
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Was haben wir denn hier stehen? Oh. So, ich glaube, hier war doch irgendwas mit irgendeiner Tür.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Sicher?
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
Achievement?
Click the door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times.
20 times?
That's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Vasi hat vom Arbeitsamt Büro Arbeit bekommen, genau. Komm, klicken wir es mal 20.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort from your cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Dann machen wir 50 Klicks.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley.
Wie viel soll ich klicken? Wie viel? Sag mir einfach, wie viel ich klicken soll.
Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
20 Klicks bei dem 417. Alles klar, Brudi, kein Problem. Wo ist denn 417? 417.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Alles klar. 437. Let's go. Wo zum Fick ist... Achso.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Okay, Meister, let's go. 415. Let's go. 415.
Now, back to door number 437.
Junge. Er schickt mich jetzt die ganze Zeit hin und her. Ei. Oh, ich kriege Flashbacks. Ich kriege Flashbacks.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
417, let's go.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
419?
Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Kein Problem, Meister. Mach ich doch gerne.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Ja, Mann. Ich mache es. Alles, was man nicht alles für eine Errungenschaft tut, du, ne? War sie einfach in Slave, Junge, auf Start seinen Nacken. Ja, Mann.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430!
Alles klar, Meister.
Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just
Dankeschön,
only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement
ich brauche keine...
5 little clicks. Really now.
Ich brauche keinen Applaus im Chat. Nein, alles gut, alles gut, alles gut. Ich brauche keinen Applaus im Chat, ne? Ey, Meister. Meister, Dankeschön. Ey. Dankeschön. Ehrenmann. Ich klicke aber toll. Ich fasse einfach alles an jetzt hier. Ich fasse alles an. Du kannst nicht springen. Wer hat das gesagt? Ich klicke alles an. Ich fasse mit meinen schmuddeligen Händen alles an. Wirklich alles. Ja. I hate Mondays. Ja gut, das kann ich jetzt nicht sagen. So, ich touch alles an.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Aber was passiert, wenn ich rechts gehe? Du kannst mir doch jetzt... Also hör mal. Mir gefällt es nicht, wenn Leute mir sagen, was ich zu tun habe, so, ne? Also ganz ehrlich. Er sagt zu mir, ich soll nach links gehen. Klar, ich möchte jedes Ending nochmal sehen, so, ne? Aber was machen wir denn jetzt erstmal? Hören wir auf den Erzähler? Machen wir das, was der Kommentator sagt, was wir machen sollen? Oder machen wir the complete opposite? Also komplett anderes. Was machen wir denn? Hören wir auf den, was er sagt, oder hören wir nicht auf das, was er sagt? Auf was habt ihr Bock? Also zuerst auf ihn hören oder zuerst nicht auf ihn hören? 3 Leute haben gesagt, ich soll quasi nicht auf ihn hören, ne? Alles klar. Let's go.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Safe.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Ah, was eine schöne Luft hier ist, ne? Jetzt erstmal einen Drink holen. Falls ich mir einen Drink...
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the
Ja.
room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished,
Lol, die
here
Zeit
you sit
sogar.
looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Ja, ist doch voll chillig hier. Ist ein echt chilliger
At
echt
this
chilliger
point,
Pausenraum.
Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
Warum?
It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Der Raum ist doch voll geil. Was hast du denn?
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Okay. Und was will mir das Spiel für eine Message schicken, wenn ich jetzt hier noch länger in diesem Raum chille? Ist doch mega geil hier, also hör mal. Mega chillig. Du, ne? Ich mag es, in diesem Raum zu bleiben. Ist doch schön. Ist doch eine schöne Atmosphäre hier. Ich meine, guckt euch mal die ganzen Bilder an. Hier nochmal ein Bild vom Blatt, so schön mit Wasser und so. Oder hier. Guckt euch mal das Meer an. Man sieht nur Horizont, Himmel und so, ne? Und das Wasser. Echt beruhigend. Ein paar Tassen, wo steht First, Dad, Number One, Dad, Number One. I hate Mondays. Ist doch ein schöner Raum, du. Ich weiß nicht, was du hast. Ich würde mir gerne hier so einen Drink holen. Aber... Ist doch mega schön hier. So ein Käffchen holen, ne? Doch schön. Genießen wir einfach mal das Ticken von der Uhr, ne? Schönes Ticken. Aber okay, der Pausenraum ist schön.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
How about no?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift. Aber was ist, wenn ich darunter springe? Ist das ein Horrorgame? Nö. Aber was ist... Also, Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift. $5.000. Das heißt, ich sterbe ja safe nicht, wenn ich hier runterspringe, ne? Na dann.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Ja.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Warum sind alle weg? Was ist denn hier los?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nein. How about no?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting.
Wie wenn ich hier kurz runterspringe?
What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Okay, ich gebe dir eine Chance. Komm. Was willst du mir sagen? Aber echt großes Lager hier, ne? Not gonna lie. So, schauen wir mal, was hier ist, ne? Danger everywhere. Na dann. Was gibt es denn hier so für Gefahren, die mich hier auf mich lauert? Auf der Lauer, auf der Mauer sitzt ein kleiner Kommentator.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Also, es tut mir wirklich leid, du, ne? Aber ich habe da so eine kleine Rot-Blau-Schwäche, ne? Also, ich weiß jetzt nicht, was eine rote Tür ist. Aber ich gehe mal stark davon aus, dass das hier eine rote Tür ist.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Ja, habe ich doch gemacht. Ich bin durch die rote Tür gegangen.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Also... Aber das ist doch rot.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Ja, ich will das gerne sehen.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures.
Epiphan, was
Is this
geht?
what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees?
Ja.
Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback.
Okay.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Also, ganz ehrlich, Es sieht sehr verlockend aus, da durchzugehen, du, ne? Aber not gonna lie. Aber sorry, ich tanze halt nicht so nach einer Pfeife, so, ne? Also. Na dann.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Na dann.
A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh. The Stanley Worldwide Leaderboard. What the hell? Oh mein Gott, what? Jesus. What the hell? Did you know that skip the intro sequence, only the verse of choose the blue door? This is you. You are ranked. Ach, du versuchst mich jetzt gerade hier schlecht zu reden, willst du mir sagen, ne? Why not ask some friends for help? Friends list empty. Er versucht mich schlecht darzustellen. Ja, Bruder, also. Sorry, aber ist nicht drin, du.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Okay, zeig mir mal das Spiel.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Also ich erinnere mich, ich krieg Flashbacks davon, ne? Also willst du, dass ich jetzt 4 Stunden lang auf den Button drücke, damit das Baby nicht ins Feuer geht? So bleibt, ich kann das ehrlich gesagt nicht übers Herz bringen, weil ich bin jetzt gerade sehr frisch Papa geworden und ich möchte nicht dieses Baby ins Feuer gehen lassen. Das kann ich jetzt tatsächlich nicht übers Herz bringen. Also auch wenn das jetzt 4 Stunden sind, die ich jetzt so machen muss, aber ganz ehrlich, ich kann das jetzt nicht übers Herz bringen, das Baby ins Feuer gehen zu lassen. Nein, du. Und vor allem nicht, wenn es so weint. Und vor allem nicht, wenn es mich so süß dabei anguckt. Nein. Wenn es sein muss, spiele ich das auch 4 Stunden lang so. Ganz ehrlich. Also wenn er mich jetzt 4 Stunden lang... Also der Kommentator ist aber ganz schön gemein, du, ne? Der möchte, dass ich ein Baby ins Feuer gehen lasse. Ja, ganz schön gemein, du, ne? Also, sorry, ne? Aber das ist schon ziemlich herzlos, ne? Also, das ist schon echt herzlos. Das ist schon echt scheiße, du. Ey, ich kann das die ganze Zeit so machen. Mich stört das nicht. Guck mal, der zwingt mich, dass das Baby ins Feuer geht.
Nee, das geht nicht.
Nein. Nein. Ich lasse das nicht. Ich lasse das nicht zu. Ich lasse das nicht zu, dass das Baby ins Feuer geht. Nein.
Vaterinstinkte.
Ja, das sind halt die... Das sind die Vaterinstinkte, die reinkicken. Ey, wenn er möchte, dass ich das 4 Stunden lang mache, okay, bitteschön. Kann ich gerne machen. Ich chill mich hin. Ich kann das 4 Stunden lang so machen. Irgendwann muss er doch die Geduld verlieren, oder? ...2000 Jahre später. Ich kann das nicht übers Herz bringen. Nein, ich kann das nicht. Das Baby geht nicht ins Feuer. Nein. Es geht nicht ins Feuer. Es wird nicht... Marielle ist 22, war sie immer noch am Pushen. Ja, natürlich. Ich kann das nicht. Das Baby heult die ganze Zeit und geht ins Feuer. Und guckt mich dabei immer so lächelnd an.
Das geht ja nicht. Lachen und weinen,
Nee, das geht nicht. Du meinst, diese Pappfigur vom Baby geht nicht ins Feuer. Das ist nur eine Pappfigur. Wieso bin ich nicht früher drauf gekommen? Das ist ja kein echtes Baby. Ja dann, es ist einfach nur ein Baby, was so eine Soundquelle hat. Hinten, ne? Ja dann, es ist ja kein echtes Baby, was jetzt hier verbrennt. Na dann, ab mit dir ins Feuer.
You heartless bastard.
Ja, das
Did
brauchst
you do
du.
it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
Ja, klar, gerne.
Let's see. What do we have here?
Ich meine, du brauchst mir nicht ein herzloses Schwein zu nennen, wenn das nur ein Pappbaby
Yes,
ist.
this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Was spielen wir jetzt? Minecraft? Oh,
Aha, fascinating.
das ist
What do you think this game is about, Stan?
Firewatch,
What's
glaube
our
ich.
backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must
Park
be.
Ranger Vasitur ist wieder am Stisseln
Venture into
hier.
the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Aber Firewatch ist auch ein schönes Spiel. Not gonna lie. Also ich habe es zwar nicht gespielt, ich habe Let's Plays gesehen, aber es ist echt ein schönes Spiel. Драколяскар, блядь. Flora of the Shoshone, блядь. Flowers, Blue Spruce, Cottonwood, Lodge Pulpine, Aspen, Birch Shrub, Alder Shrub, Mock Orange, Sagebrush, Prairie Fire, Filare, Golden Aster und Talcoplupin. Schön. Aber das ist doch schön, du. In Firewatch wird man teilweise zum Stalker. Aber nur teilweise. Aber nur teilweise. Guck mal, ist doch eine echt schöne Aussicht, du, ne? Guck mal, das ist doch was Schönes, du. Ist doch was Schönes. Quasi Betäubungsfall Bertha Edition. Yes. Dann gehen wir doch mal runter, ne?
Oh no. No, it can't be.
Wie, das kann nicht sein. Was kann nicht sein? Hä?
It is. It's an open world game.
Nee.
Good God, quickly block it off.
Wieso? Ey!
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call.
Warum blockst du
Really wandered
das?
off into that thing, that big open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any. Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here.
Nein!
Let's find another game.
Was hat er denn gegen
Preferably
Open
something
World
with
Spiele?
walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Was hat er denn gegen Open World Spiele?
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Was? Was? Och nö, das war so schön. Oh. Rocket League?
Wonderful.
Oh.
See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Ja gut, dann gehen wir doch mal hier entlang, ne? Oh.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun.
Sports
we shall run
ball?
the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we
Ich glaube, du hast übersehen.
Here's the ball. Have fun.
Ich glaube, du hast übersehen, dass das hier kein. Das ist Fußball, du. Komm, kicken wir mal den Ball da rein, ne? Kicken wir doch den Ball da rein. Guck mal. Und zack. Goal!
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this
Ja.
fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked
Ja.
so hard on? Stanley,
Ja.
I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount
Oh,
of
Markus,
ball
für 9 Monate schon. Ehrenkuss. Let's go, Rocket League. Let's go, habe ich noch nie gespielt, aber let's go. Achso, Anna, danke schön auf jeden Fall für dein Abo nochmal, ne?
Yes.
So, Kopfball.
Oh, goodness, that really does
Bam.
feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley,
Yeah.
I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
More ball. Oh, shit. Yeah, let's go, let's do this. Yeah, epic. Epic Gamer Moment. Schießen wir ein paar Bälle in den fucking Tor.
Enjoying this, Stanley?
Ja, natürlich.
Having fun?
Ich hab
Is this a
Spaß.
real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over.
Wie? Was?
Right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best.
Ja.
Take care, Stanley.
Dankeschön. Ich werde Spaß haben. So, wie sieht's eigentlich dort beim Tor aus?
Hold on. What are you doing?
Hold on. What are you doing?
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Yeah, so, den Kommentator haben wir jetzt erstmal los, ne? Den Kommentator haben wir jetzt los. Das heißt, wir machen jetzt unser eigenes Game. Ganz schön dunkel hier war. Ist das jetzt ein Horror-Game geworden? Ich schwör bei Gott, wenn jetzt Jumpscares kommen, ne? Ich weiß nicht wieso, aber ich glaube, das ist neu. Ich glaube, das kenne ich nicht. Da ist ein Licht am Ende des Ganges. Ey, ich schwör dir bei Gott, wenn du jetzt gleich irgendwelche Jumpscares hier reingebaut hast, ne? Okay. Ein leerer Raum und hier ist nichts. Ach, du beobachtest mich von hier aus, oder? Ist das so? Komm, 1v1 Kommentator versus mich. Let's go.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Ey, Bruder, ich kann auch warten, also so ist das nicht. Es ist tatsächlich vorbeigegangen. Also, ich weiß, dass was passieren wird, wenn ich hier in diesem Raum bleibe, dass die Tür oder so.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Hä? 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 Es ist nie was passiert. Und es war niemand an der Leitung.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Vielleicht hat er nur eine Mitteilung verpasst.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this
Nein.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Ah, was ein schöner Pausenraum. Smell the ashes in the
But
air.
eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
How about... No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Wen habe ich denn vergessen? Kannst du es mir erzählen?
Stop trying to make every decision by yourself.
Ich höre so ein Piepen im Ohr. Hört ihr irgendwas?
Asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Wer hat denn? Wer wartet? Hä? Wer wartet auf mich? Erzähler. Komm, erzähl mal. Du guter Erzähler. Erzähl mal, wer wartet auf mich? Hinter diesem schwarzen Void wartet jemand auf mich?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Was ist, wenn ich einfach den Stecker
As
ziehe?
Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
Nein.
No, that wasn't
Ich würde das
supposed to be a
niemals
choice.
machen.
How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible?
Indem ich einfach den
None of
Stecker
these decisions
gezogen
were supposed to
habe.
mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner?
Was denn?
You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Oh.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long.
Weiß, dass ich ein echter Mensch bin.
Choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack." Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day.
8 Entscheidungen pro
Do you
Tag.
make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back.
Okay.
You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
ich weiß ja nicht, aber dieses Erklärvideo hat mich so irritiert, dass ich eigentlich schon... Ich weiß nicht, was die richtige Entscheidung ist. Also, ich habe schon über 8 Entscheidungen getroffen und der Arzt hat gesagt, ich darf nur 8 Entscheidungen treffen. Deswegen. Aber wenn ich jetzt hier bleibe, ist es auch eine Entscheidung. Wenn ich rausgehe, ist es auch eine Entscheidung. Das heißt, alles im Leben ist eine Entscheidung. Was mache ich denn dann? Ich darf nicht mehr als 8 Entscheidungen treffen pro Tag. Will er mich wieder zurück auf die Fährte bringen oder was?
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform
Oh.
and dying. Imagine the main character dying
Der hat alles
senselessly
abgegittert.
halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Der hat alles abgeschirmt. Oh mein Gott, der zwingt mich jetzt Sachen zu machen. Heißt das jetzt, ich kann jetzt keine falschen... Ich meine, ich kann meine Freiheit nicht ausüben?
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Hat er mir meine Freiheit genommen?
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ich glaube, das Erklärvideo hat mir nicht geholfen. Also, ich glaube... Nee, ich brauche noch ein Erklärvideo. Das hat mir nichts gebracht.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Nein. Oh. Es verformt sich alles. Nein. Es ist noch nichts zu spät. Ich muss mir das Erklärvideo nochmal angucken. Ich weiß nicht. Lass mich hier bitte meine Sachen machen. Also, ich brauche das Erklärvideo. Hör mal. Hallo? Also hör mal. Ich brauch das Erklärvideo nochmal. Du kannst mich doch jetzt nicht einfach da durch die Tür jagen.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to.
Don't.
I have to.
Don't do that. Er macht das Spiel aus. Hallo, kannst du aufhören, bitte mal das Spiel auszumachen?
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect.
Kannst du aufhören, das Ende zu spoilern?
I tried so hard to make...
Das spoilert einfach.
Exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wie oft soll ich dir noch erklären? Ich weiß nicht, wie man richtig Entscheidungen treffen kann. Ich weiß das nicht. Ich brauche das Erklärvideo. Ne? Ich muss es mir nochmal angucken.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ich weiß ja nicht, ne, aber... Mal... Leute, wir brauchen... Ich bin noch nicht der Einzige, der dieses Erklärvideo nochmal braucht, ne? Wie man Entscheidungen trifft, ne? Ich bin da doch bestimmt nicht der Einzige, der... Es sind doch safe irgendwelche Leute im Chat, die mir zustimmen und sagen, Bruder, Schwester, ich muss das Erklärvideo nochmal sehen. Ich bin doch nicht der Einzige, oder? Oder? Ist hier überhaupt noch irgendjemand? Bin ich hier alleine mit dem Erzähler? Lass uns noch mal drüber schlafen, ja? Und wisst ihr, wo man am besten noch mal drüber schlafen kann? Indem man das Erklärvideo sich voll im Schlafengehen noch mal anguckt. Jetzt sagt er nichts mehr, obwohl ich durch die rechte Tür gegangen bin.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Es tut mir leid, du, aber ich hab so eine Rechts-Links-Schwäche wie Jens.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ine Mine Miste, es rappelt in der Kiste, Ine Mine weg und du bist weg. Okay.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ach, sag doch, dass ich links gehen soll. Mein Gott, du Schussel. Sag doch, dass ich nach links gehen soll. Jesus.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Okay. Not cost efficient. Push for funding for new coffee machine. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy who moved my desk. Okay. Number of rate and which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Ey, ist Chris eigentlich noch im Broom Closet drin? Chris, komm mal raus. Du musst in Resident Evil noch was machen.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Aber... Wow. Die Chefetage ist aber ganz schön... Schön. Wow. Das nenne ich doch mal eine schöne Chefetage.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out.
Nightshark
Stanley had been trained
115.
never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
I am the most expensive boss. Okay. Kung Fu Panda, alles klar, let's go.
Stanley spoke the code. Nightshark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Kannst du mir nochmal zeigen, wo die Sprechanlage
I'm sorry, is there a
genau
problem?
ist?
You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Das ist, also, kannst du mir nochmal...
Okay, fine. You're not gonna do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came
Oh.
to the set of 2 open doors,
Oh.
he entered the door on
What?
his left.
What the hell?
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
The
I
end.
need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there?
Bin ich jetzt der Erzähler?
It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Wow. War ich dann plötzlich der Erzähler oder wer war ich denn?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh. New content? That sounds...
Oh, new content? What does that mean? New content?
Ja. New content hört sich doch immer gut an. Das ist doch... New content ist doch was Feines. New content ist immer gut. Das kenne ich nicht. Oh. Wo sind wir hier gelandet?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles
Oh,
and
das spielen
home
wir gerade.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Oh.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
New
Well,
content.
this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Ich bin auch sehr gespannt, was für neues Content so auf uns erwarten wird.
So far it's an elevator.
Selbst der Erzähler weiß nicht, was jetzt
But I'm
abgeht.
sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Passiert was? Hallo?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Do it. Let's go to the new content. Woo!
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
So, gucken wir uns doch an, was für neues Content. Hallo? Hallo?
All right, let's see, it's
The
the
Jump.
jump circle.
Ich kann springen? Oh! Oh! Man kann springen? Oh, Jesus, was? Boah, das macht ja Spaß, ey. Das nenne ich doch mal... Digga, das nenne ich Content. Holy shit. Das ist ja krasser als Elden Ring. Hä? Das war's? Mehr kann ich nicht...
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Das war's? Das waren meine... Das waren meine Sprünge?
Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes, I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Ich bin auch bereit für jedes neue Content, was jetzt hier kommen wird, ne? Also, überrasch mich. Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fanbase rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason.
Ich fand das Springen voll geil. Ich weiß nicht, was du hast, aber das ist Content, was ich brauche.
That's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Nein! Oh. Das ist anders.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Was willst du mir denn zeigen? Was willst du mir denn zeigen? Oh, das gefällt mir nicht, was du mir zeigen möchtest. Warte. Der hat eine andere Stimme gehabt, ne? Warte, ich vertraue den mal. Irgendwas hat er gefunden. Irgendwas Interessantes. Was hat er denn gefunden? Was hat er denn so Spannendes gefunden?
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Was hast du denn... Was hast du denn so gefunden? Was die Spieleentwickler... Oh. Oh. What? Oh.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Wow. Not gonna lie. It's beautiful. Looking good. This is looking good so far. Damn, the memory zone. Aber...
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Don't forget. An diesen Zitat von Stanley Parable kann ich mich erinnern, ne? Don't forget the Stanley Parable. Zone. Sweet Zone. Oh, those memories. Wo du es damals bei Steam kaufen konntest. Wie viel Dollar? 4,99 Dollar? 14,99 Dollar? Ah, 2013, wenn the Stanley Parable was released. Schönes Ding. Indie Box Collectors Edition. The Stanley Parable Collectors Edition. First Edition. Damn. Son. Wow. Wow. 2014. Independent Games Festival. Audience Award. The Stanley Parable. The British Academy of Film and Television Arts awarded to Stanley Parable. Daran kann ich mich auch erinnern. Ich sehe es. Ah, diese Our First Kiss, My First Car, the release of Stanley Parable in 2013. Ah, das ist so eine schöne Erinnerung, ne? Der erste Kuss in meinem Auto, ne? Ach, das waren schöne Zeiten, ne? 2013. Was habt ihr eigentlich so 2013 erlebt? War 2013 ein schönes Jahr für euch? 2013, was habe ich denn 2013 gemacht? 2013, da war ich Da war ich 16 Jahre alt. Mit 16 habe ich glaube, mit 16 habe ich die Realschule noch gemacht. Ich glaube, 2013 war sogar das Jahr, wo ich meinen Abschluss hatte bei der Realschule. 2013 war mein Abschluss tatsächlich, ja. 2013 war mein Schulabschluss in der Realschule. Das war doch schön, du. The Stanley Parable is an exploration of story, games and choice. Except the story doesn't matter, it might not even be a game. Buy on Steam. Schön. Good times. Good times. Simple because it happened. A trip down memory lane. Stanley Parable. Der erste Dollar. Wir haben Mr. Krabs ersten Dollar gefunden. Beginnt der... Oh. The Stanley Parable Demonstration. Damn. Don't play for 5 years. Go outside. It is impossible to get this achievement. Wow. Wow. New video game releasing today. Creator surprisingly down to earth. Damn. 50% auf Designerhüte. Geil. Oh. Los Angeles Times. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. Wow. In loving memory, Little Stanley. Oh. Hat er hat der Spielentwickler Stanley Parable genannt, weil sein Hamster Stanley hieß? Little Stanley? Oh, lass uns mal kurz die Aussicht genießen. Hallo? Okay.
Je suis dans la mémorisation, seul sur la pluie des vélos, et je n'attends plus que toi, mon amour.
Wer singt denn da überhaupt?
C'est là, dans la mémorisation, où je me remémore les jours où je t'ai rencontré, mon amour.
Ich verstehe zwar kein Wort, aber es ist bestimmt mega schön.
Mais ici, c'est aussi où je me souviens de la sortie de Stanley Parable.
Le Stanley Parable.
C'était en 2013, un très bon jeu vidéo. 2 mois après les journaux, mon amour. Rien de plus nostalgique que les prix du public qui reçut à l'IGF, mon amour.
Schön.
Ici, dans la mémorisation, c'est rassemblé.
ModDB 2000. Wow. Fix.
De Stanley Parable.
Stanley Parable.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now.
Ach, sag das doch nicht so traurig.
With an hour of new elevator content.
Sag das doch nicht so traurig. Wow. Flawless Victory. Alles klar. Sehr schön. Memory Zone Maintenance, okay. Wow, aber ganz ehrlich, das war echt ein schönes Lied. The tasteful nostalgic, it was good. Minecraft! Person of the Year. Oh, das ist Stanley, aber in damn. Okay. Oh. So wird das Spiel gemacht, oder? The Original Remake. Oh. Oh. Aha. Aha.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone. To spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Okay. Aber ist das, was du nicht hier alles erzählst, jetzt irgendwie neuer Content? nur mal so am Rande erwähnt, ne? Aber ist das nicht neuer Content? Mit der Source Engine wurde es gemacht. People play games because of what they can do inside them. And your game is very good at letting them know they can't do anything. Okay. Die Tür war vorher nicht offen. The Serious Room. Oh. Oh. Okay. Kann ich dort irgendwie rein? I guess not.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
Ja, das waren
Wait,
schöne
hang
Zeiten.
on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this?
Oh.
What's down here?
Sind wir in Half-Life gelandet? Oh.
Oh no. Oh God, no.
Oh.
Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor.
Oh nein.
I haven't looked at these in years.
Oh.
I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here.
Reviews.
Surely
Oh.
these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Ui. Steam Reviews. Oh. Oh. Jetzt gehen wir hier in die dunkle Seite. Ui. Oh. Oh oh. Oh oh.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Ich glaube, wir sind jetzt hier in der Welt von Half-Life gelandet, ne? Haha, das gibt's ja in Left 4 Dead. Oh oh. Ich glaube, wir sollten nicht tiefer hier in die Materie reingehen, weil ich glaube, wir werden hier Sachen finden, die nicht so gut sein werden. Schlechte Bewertungen. Ui. Ui, wo sind wir hier reingeraten?
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always will.
Oh, hey, der Typ hat 3 Stunden gespielt.
The game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remember.
Oh oh. Ich glaube, das wird dem Erzähler gleich richtig brechen. Was er gleich noch alles sehen wird hier. Ich glaube, das wird ihn gleich richtig brechen. Das wird ihn gleich richtig brechen. Oh oh.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Okay. Dann kriegen wir jetzt einen fucking Skip-Button. Das ist doch sehr schön.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound.
Ich weiß nicht wieso, aber ich stehe kurz davor, den Skip-Button zu drücken.
But if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button. And if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week.
Ui.
Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the...
Erzähler? Oh oh. Ich glaube, das war jetzt ein bisschen zu lange für ihn, kann das sein? Ich glaube, das war für ihn ein bisschen zu lange. Erzähler? Alles gut bei dir? Das dröhnt aber ganz schön im Kopf, du, ne?
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human
Du lebst ja
condition.
noch.
But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed,
Oh,
they
der wird
gnashed
verrückt.
their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of
Ich glaube, die Bewertung
Absolutely anyone
hat den
can leave a review.
richtig
So
kaputt
here's what
gemacht.
we get these demands that seek everything and are...
Ich glaube, ihn hat das ein bisschen kaputt gemacht. Ich glaube, die Rezension hat ihn ziemlich... Die Rezension hat ihn ziemlich auseinandergenommen.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never
Oh.
the end, is never 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 the end.
Oh. Tropft ein bisschen hier, war. Ui, wie lange der Erzähler hier schon alleine war, ne? Oh. Ist was kaputt gegangen hier, war? Langsam wird es zu einem Horror-Game hier, ne? Also, not gonna lie, aber... Oh. Da ist ja Licht. Hier ist wieder ein bisschen Licht. Ich glaube, der Skip-Button ist nicht gut für ihn. Oh. Die Natur kehrt hier zurück. Die Natur erobert alles schließlich wieder zurück. Wow. Krass. Oh. Okay. Was passiert da draußen? Jesus. What the hell? Oh. Ich glaube, da passiert was, was wir... Oh. Oh. Oh mein Gott. Skip-Button funktioniert nicht mehr. Oh Jesus, wo sind wir denn hier gelandet? Oh. Oh. Jesus. Ich glaube, der Erzähler ist tot. Der Erzähler war so lange alleine, ne? Jetzt tut er mir wirklich tatsächlich ein bisschen leid, ne? Oh. Wow. Wow.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
Okay. Der Look hat sich verändert. Okay, okay. Okay. New content. Oh.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Achso, neuen Content jetzt hier. Das muss ich sehen. Das muss ich sehen. Afraid of Fear, was geht? So, aber auch erstmal eine Pause von Cry 4. Hi, was geht? Hello, hello. Oh, wir haben alles geskippt. Okay, danke schön. Döner, was geht? Moin. Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe ballert auf jeden Fall rein. Mit neuem Content.
I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
The Stanley Parable 2? Nee.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Fucking Stanley Parable 2, darauf habe ich die ganze Zeit gewartet. Geil. Das ist der Content, den ich sehen wollte. Testing 2 printers at the same time. Oh, Jesus, nice. Der zweite Teil von Stanley Parable. The end is never the end again. 427. Oh, Jesus. Oh.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there.
Aber
it's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Aber Ultra Deluxe hört sich doch auch geil an. Taste the sequel. Come, let me taste the sequel. Okay, then not. I just want to taste the sequel of the Stanley Parable 2. Just give me something. Oh. Okay, iBird, ne? Kennt jeder? Der Back. 2 doors. Nice. New content is out. New content part 2 is in. Old and busted new hotness. Cool red section of the chart. Sehr nice. Sehr nice. Win-win sequential mindshare. The color red. Geil. TSP2 Logo IDs. Stanley Parable 2, Stanley Parable 2, the Stanley Parable 2, the Stanley Parable 2, the Stanley Parable. Oh, das sieht aber echt sick aus. The Stanley Parable. Nice. Nice. Die haben sich. Wow. Wow. Jesus, nice. Die haben sich.
Now to
Wow.
be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Du hast dir echt Mühe gegeben mit dem zweiten Teil. Not gonna lie. I like that. I like that. Nice. 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 2 arms, 2 legs. Who took the red marker? Me. Da ist ja jemand wieder wach geworden. Sequels are good. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman Arkham Asylum 2, Divinity Original Sin 2, Doom 2, Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar, Dark Souls 2. Ja, der zweite Teil von dem Spiel ist immer gut. Nice. This way to the show floor. Geil. New features. Ui, Memo. Darf ich mal kurz in den New Content Bus einsteigen? Expo Hall 2. Alles ist eine 2. Ist doch so schön. Oh. Ui. Damn, son.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Was gibt's denn so für neue Features denn? Stanley Parable 2? Bürodekoration des Stanley Parable Beruhigungseimer? Der Knopf, der den Namen des Spielers nennt, der das Spiel spielt. Was? Oh, Merch! Nice! Warte mal. Da oben ist ein QR-Code. Ich brauche mein Handy. Ich brauche mein Handy. Da oben ist ein QR-Code. Gibt es Merch? Stanley Parable? Let me watch. Let me watch. Oh! Oh mein Gott! Man kann das halt wirklich einscannen, dann kommt StanleyParable2.com. Webseite öffnen. Nein! Webseite öffnen. Oh! Welcome to the official website of Stanley Parable 2. Watch our helpful informative direct link that's new. If you're not more of a prequel sort of the person, check out the Stanley Parable. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of the exhibit. Es ist ein Video.
See there, Timmy. What's that you're enjoying? Why? It's breakfast, of course. Everyone loves breakfast. But did you know that breakfast is getting a sequel? Suffocating and dying a slow death.
Wie lange geht das Video denn?
Slow death.
Jesus, 10 Minuten. Wow, 10 Minuten geht das. Ich hätte jetzt nicht gedacht, dass der fucking QR-Code funktioniert, ne? Jesus. Ich dachte, das ist einfach nur als Joke da. Das funktioniert halt wirklich, der fucking QR-Code in dem Spiel. Oh mein Gott. That's fucking beautiful. Der Knopf, der den Namen des Spielers nennt, der das Spiel spielt. Okay, wo ist der Knopf? Wo ist der Knopf? Hier. Oh. Hear your name in the game. Enjoy the new features. Ja, danke schön, werde ich. Please, no screenshots. Aber wie neu. Ich habe einen Screenshot gemacht. Was willst du jetzt tun, ha? Oh. Red is the new orange. The baby is all grown up. Nice. Geil. Schnappschüsse machen hier wie ein richtiger Fotograf, du. Sehr schön. Sprungkreis, unendliches Loch. Nee. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. That's new. Ja, geil. Okay, gerne.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Das ist echt wundervoll. Too big, too small, just right. Darf ich jetzt bitte den Button andrücken, der meinen Namen im Game sagen soll? Here yours today. Oh, ich bin aufgeregt, Leute. Ich bin aufgeregt. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Ich bin aufgeregt, Leute. Okay, Leute, seid ihr bereit? Tag der Wahrheit. Let's go.
Jim. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you roleplay as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim, playing frisbee on the weekends as Jim, staying up all night for a popcorn and horror movie sleepover as Jim, developing a crippling substance addiction as Jim, rediscovering yourself through fringe religious groups as Jim, and finally, dying a slow death at an old age, surrounded by members of your cult as Jim. Do you feel it in your soul? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button. Jim. Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Jim. Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. Jim. Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away.
What?
Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Ich war noch nicht fertig, Jim zu sein. Ich heiße nicht mehr Arthur. Ich heiße Jim. Wir sind jetzt alle Jim. Oh, Jesus. Wir sind jetzt alle Jim. Das heißt, ich heiße ja nicht mehr Vasitur. Ich heiße Ich bin jetzt... Oh mein Gott, Leute, ich bin jetzt Jimmy Tour. Oh, Jesus. Oh. Mein Name
I
hat...
suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable too. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Aber... Nein, ich heiße Arthur, ich heiße Vasitur. So, okay, ne? Was haben wir hier? Unendliches Loch des Stanley Parable Beruhigungseimer. Dann schauen wir uns doch mal den Beruhigungseimer an.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly
Von wo kommt der Haken überhaupt?
even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Okay, ich nehme den Eimer.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a
Oh,
person.
danke schön.
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you
Boah,
in
geil.
the Stanley Parable 2.
In Stanley Parable 2 erwartet uns, wie der Name gesagt wird, und ein Beruhigungseimer. Oh, der Eimer ist echt beruhigend. Kann ich den Eimer auch zum Kotzen benutzen? Because this new content is fucking trash. I guess ich nehme den Eimer mit.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Na? Willst du mal wieder vor die Kamera kommen? Alles gut, alles gut.
Den
Jocka,
Bart.
jocka, 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 ey. Jocka, 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 ey. Guckt euch mal die Beinchen an. Wie die Beinchen schwingen. Ja. Du heißt jetzt auch Jim.
Den Bart kitzelt ihre Nase. Schon wieder die Nase.
Hallo Jim, mein Name ist auch Jim. Zufall? Ich glaube nicht. So Leute. Brotdekoration.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Stanley Parable 2. Oh, guck mal, wie glücklich Stanley ist. Gets well someday, happy 12th birthday step. I'll take this.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
Aber ich wollte doch den Was ein fucking Scam das ist. Get well someday. Ach, jetzt hat das...
Actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
Aber... Die sind doch Nutzerrezensionen doch wichtig. Okay. Was ist mit der Musik hier los? Irgendwas stimmt hier nicht. The Jump Circle.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle? Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Aber ich will springen. Fucking. Einstellungen Weltmeister. Gratis-Erfolg. That's new. Was ist neu? Zeig mir mal, was ist neu? Epilog?
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Okay. Ein Epilog? Okay, I'll take that. Okay. Ich möchte erstmal mein Free New and Easy Achievement haben. I can't believe it's that simple. Yeah, I want that. Get yours right now. Pull the lever, receive your new achievement. No more steps, it just works.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
Oh. Test Achievement unachieved. Wenn ich jetzt daran ziehe, dann kriege ich einfach das Achievement? Oh, so ein gratis Achievement, das hört sich doch verlockend an, du.
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Aber ich will das fucking Achievement haben. Es ist doch nicht euer Ernst jetzt, oder? Erstmal mit einem Free Achievement locken und dann plötzlich einen Rückzieher machen, weil das Gerät auf einmal meint nicht so funktionieren, obwohl ich mein fucking Free Achievement in Stanley Parable 2 bekommen möchte. Der Beruhigungseimer hilft nicht weiter. Der Beruhigungseimer hilft mir gerade nicht weiter.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Ja, Collectibles. Was haben wir denn hier so Schönes? Jump Circle. This map. Free Achievement. The button that says the name. Merge. Settings World Champion. The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. Office Epilogue. Collectibles. Infinite Hole. Exit. Ja. Okay. Gucken wir uns mal gleich die Collectibles an. Bevor wir die Collectibles angucken, gehen wir mal zu den Weltmeister? Einstellungen Weltmeister. Okay. Einstellungen Weltmeister. Hallo. Da. Aber der hat doch gesagt, ich kann. Aber. Okay. That's kinda weird. Gucken wir uns mal die Collectibles an, würde ich mal sagen, ne? Gut, Damen, ich hoffe, ich bin nicht zu spät und habe viel verpasst. Oh ja, du hast aber auf jeden Fall einiges verpasst, Power Tobi. Schauen wir uns mal die Collect them all. Gonna collect them all. Collect them all. Collectibles.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them.
Es gibt keine
I
Belohnung.
don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Alle möchten das. Damn, son, das nenne ich doch mal ein schönes Collectible. 1 von 6. Geil. Nice.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Aber heißt das, die Collectibles sind jetzt überall verstreut hier? Okay. Schauen wir uns mal das unendliche Loch an. Das ist doch bestimmt sehr atemberaubend. Infinity. Okay. Wo ist das unendliche Loch? Oh.
Here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Das hört sich doch echt spannend an. Ein unendliches Fallen. Na dann. Ich würde mal sagen, lass uns ein bisschen Spaß haben.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top and we can continue onward.
Drücke G, um wieder nach oben zu gelangen.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go
Aber
back to
das
the
ist doch ein unendliches Loch, da unten wird doch nichts sein.
Sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Aber wenn es ein unendliches Loch ist, dann ist da unten noch safe nichts.
Okay, Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found
das ist ja gar nicht unendlich.
You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinite?
Das ist aber so ein
I
Scam.
think the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there.
Das Loch ist gar nicht unendlich. Ich bin so enttäuscht.
We just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite. If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Okay. Das unendliche Loch ist auf jeden Fall ein ordentlicher Scam. Es gibt einen Punkt Abzug bei der Bewertung. Weil das ist echt nicht geil. Dass du mit so einem Scam, also ganz ehrlich, die Collectibles sind mega nice, aber das unendliche Loch ist, das ist so ein fucking Scam. Was soll das? Ansonsten habe ich jetzt mir alles angeguckt. Dann gehen wir doch mal zum Ausgang. Ich habe mir alles angeguckt. Dann gehen wir doch mal mit unserem Beruhigungseimer, der mich eigentlich beruhigen soll, der mich eigentlich gar nicht beruhigt, weil dieses fucking Loch ins... Yes. Ich bin ready. Ich will nicht mehr von deinen Scams sehen. Es war Enttäuschung genug.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you
okay.
the Stanley Parable 2. Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Das sieht jetzt aber nicht atemberaubend aus, du,
This
ne?
isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Okay, was kommt jetzt? Oh. Oh. Oh, damn. Oh. Oh. Damn, looking... Damn. The Stanley Parable 2. Wow. Das sieht actually ziemlich gut aus. Wow. Wow. Damn. Ja, das hat was. Damn, das hat was. Holy shit. Nice. Good work. Good work.
This is the story.
Sogar einen Überspringen-Button gibt es jetzt.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor at his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is
Neue
what
Musik auch,
employee
ne?
427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
Stanley
Something that
Parable
would forever
2.
change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to
Oh,
give
das sind
him
die Luftballons.
instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, damn. Stanley Parable
All
2
of his co-workers
looking
were
fucking
gone.
good with the
What
new
could it mean?
balloons.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, da ist der Bucket. Da ist der fucking...
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Geil. Der Beruhigungseimer. Sehr schön, du. Sehr schön.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Aber was ist eigentlich nochmal mit dem Erklärfilm passiert?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Dankeschön. Was denn?
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
How about no?
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo
Oh,
lift.
wait a second. Collectibles? Wait a second. Oh.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Wow. Collective fucking bells. Damn, son. Nice. Nice. So müsste es Rockstar mit GTA 6 machen, ja. Aber... Wo... Habe ich die Stelle gefunden, wo der Erzähler...
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure?
Der Eimer ist einfach zum fucking Ding geworden. So Herr der Ringe, das ist mein Schatz.
Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
Gamborata? Who the fuck is Gamborata? Oh. Okay. Okay. Alles klar, Leute. So gern ich das jetzt hier weitermachen werde, muss ich das leider auf den zweiten Part verschieben. Und ja, ich hoffe, euch hat das Stanley Parable bis jetzt gefallen. Also wir reden jetzt hier von Stanley Parable 2, nicht von Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, weil Ultra Deluxe, ne? hat uns ja das neue Content nur gegeben, dass man springen kann, ne? Das ist schon traurig. Aber ja, ich würde sagen, wir sehen uns zum zweiten Part von Stanley Parable wieder, ne? Also zum zweiten Part von The Stanley Parable 2. Und vergesst nicht, ich bin euer Host Jimmy Tour und Jims, meine lieben Jims, wir sehen uns zum nächsten Stream, Jim, ne? Haut rein. Ich wünsche euch noch einen schönen Abend. Ups. Ich wollte sagen, ich wünsche euch noch einen schönen Abend, Jim.